Well, we don't know what the results are going to be. Most people are feeling pretty good about it, but we'll see in a few more hours. And it is important that if there are a few more votes out there, we certainly do need them. But this country has shifted. I have witnessed our problems, but when I started in the 1970s, I sensed that the country was really embarking on the wrong track. And ever since the early 70s, I thought, well, we are going to end up with a financial crisis and overextended that nobody will ever have any idea how we got there. But I'll tell you what, by plodding along and inviting so many in to the understanding of our Constitution or our traditions and how important liberty is, our movement is growing. Believe me, this country has shifted in the last 4 years. Some in the media, actually in a kidding way, said, have you shifted to the mainstream? And I said, no way. The mainstream has shifted toward us. And we are the mainstream. You know, there's a couple issues that does distinguish our campaign, and I know you know all those, but I'll recite them once again. And those are certain issues that the other candidates, whether in this party or the other party, do not talk about. And that is a renewal in a pro-American, strong national defense foreign policy that makes sense. I've studied the issue of war over many years. I was a draftee in the 1960s. I was in the military for 5 years. But this issue of war has always been a political winner, believe it or not. The individual who knows how to propel and promote the cause of liberty and limited government and peace, they generally are the winners in the campaign. And let me give you a demonstration. I remember well the first election I was involved in. It was in 1952. And that was Eisenhower. He was elected because he was sick and tired of that needless, undeclared UN war, the Korean War, and he was elected to end that war. So this whole idea that you have to be a liberal, progressive Democrat to be opposed to war is not wrong. We're proving the case that you can be a conservative, libertarian, constitutionalist and be strongly anti-illegal, unconstitutional war. Was elected. He was supposed to stop the Vietnam War. He didn't do a very good job, but that was his job. He was supposed to. Took a few more years, and tragically we still lost lives. But even as recent as the year 2000, our candidate at that time was disgusted with the foreign policy of the previous administration before he was elected. What did he say? We need a humble foreign policy. We need a non-intervention foreign policy. We need to quit the nation building. And the people voted for him. They elected him. But we got more nation building than ever before and more war and more tragedy. And lo and behold, we just had an election a couple years ago. And the opposite party the candidate became a symbolic peace candidate. So he runs and says, we're going to end these wars. We're going to start bringing these troops home. So he gets elected. And the strangest thing happened immediately after he was elected. Believe it or not, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. And what followed? The expansion of the wars, addressing the, going into Libya and all these other places. Now it's very hard to even count how many countries we're attacking with our bombs and our drone missiles and our CIA. It's way overblown. It's coming to an end. Good common sense should bring it to an end, but it will come to an end because we're flat out broke, and that seems to me to be the most appropriate place to cut the spending immediately and bring our troops home. Why have we become so frightened of freedom? They say if you don't have all this government, people will fall through the cracks. But what is happening now, more people than ever have been falling through the cracks.